Hello and welcome. This is MechCommander, and we're back some more MechCommander 2. And let's go ahead and listen to the mission briefing before we start.
Sir, this private message was sent to you before we destroyed the palace.
Well played, Sangwei. My husband is dead. My son is dead. I'm disgraced. I will not wait for disease to take me. By the time you reach my palace, I will be dead. May you live in interesting times.
That's it. Major Kelly is waiting.
You've taken House Liao out of the picture. Surviving units are going into hiding or fleeing the planet.
The destruction of the Liao Palace should be just the boost we need. Thanks.
Sir, I've got Colonel Renard on VidCom. He wants to be patched into Major Kelly too.
Brute force is not the only way to win a war. I have more tools at my disposal. Stand down your armies or I will be forced to use them.
David, stop. This isn't what we signed on for.
Susan, listen to me. Let me help you. I can explain it to the Archon. I'll tell her that Liao masterminded the whole thing, that it wasn't your fault. We can blame the mercenary. It'll be like it was.
No, David. It's you that needs help. You have to be stopped.
Let's stick to the facts. This planet belongs to House Steiner, Major. We both know how to deal with rebels. I'm declaring martial law and seizing the civilian starport. Let's see how long you can last without food or medical supplies. Send the mercenary to take it back. Please.
Alright, we have our mission, liberate Starport, free the Starport from Renard's control. Okay, so looks like we only have one enemy still in front of us, and this may be our opportunity to remove that enemy. So let's see. Okay, mission objectives. We only have one primary objective, and that's to destroy all Steiner units at the starport, which is here, and we're over here. Then we have a number of secondary objectives. Capture the sensor control. That's something we probably want to do. Destroy Steiner patrol groups. That I might not do. And then destroy Steiner dropships, which are behind our primary objective, and then capture a mobile headquarter vehicle, which is down here somewhere. Okay, well, Renard has finally gone mad. He has declared martial law, seized the civilian starport, and confiscated all food and medical supplies. He's willing to let thousands die for his war. We have to get that starport back. Sending our forces to the starport is exactly what Renard wants, and he'll be prepared. But we have no choice. But we do have an advantage. The destruction of Liao Palace has given the people hope, and a group of partisans are willing to join the cause against Steiner. They're located in a town northwest of the starport. They won't be able to do much against trained Steiner units, but they're willing to fight for us. In other words, they'll probably just be killed. Go get the starport back, Commander. Lives are at stake. And then our tactical officer, Sir, be very careful on this mission. Renard knows we're coming and we're severely outgunned. The sensor control for the sector is located to the north. We should take that as soon as possible. It will deny the Steiner information and tell us where they are. If we let those Steiner track us and concentrate their forces, we won't stand a chance. Alright, so as I said, probably we're going to make a beeline for that sensor control, as that is very important. Now, I don't think I'm going to equip my mechs in particular to deal with that. We only have 300 tons to work with, whereas in the previous mission we had 380, so we are going to have to modify our group to correspond with that. I don't think that's going to be that hard. I'm going to go ahead and remove the Atlas. So now we have a Cyclops and a Mad Cat. And I have to think about how I want to set things up here. So if I put in another Mad Cat, that would give me, what, 60 tons left over? So let's just, for academic sake. Yeah, so we'd have 60 tons left over. So we could do a Vulture or something like that. I would have to set it up, as I don't believe, well, I do have one set up for the Vulture, but I don't know if it's going to be adequate for this particular mission or not. But that would give me 4 mechs. An alternative loadout is that we get rid of the Mad Cats and replace them with catapults. But you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and use a Vulture here. I think this is a decent loadout here of mechs. And we already have the Cyclops and the Mad Cat set up. Those don't need modified. The Vulture may... I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy with its loadout. It may not be well armored enough for this mission at 226. Is going to be the weakest unit that we have, and We know that the enemy is going to probably make beeline attacks on whatever weaker units we have. Now, I could up tier my heavier mechs, and we could go with a light mech and do that whole gamey strategy of running away with whatever mech they target. And, you know, we might even have to resort to that mission or to that way of fighting regardless of how I set my mechs up. So I think I'm going to keep it the way it goes, though, just because of the speed of the mechs. I don't really like having super slow mechs like the Atlas around. It just makes missions take longer to do, so that's going to be my game plan. So for now, I'm going to modify the Vulture, see what we can do with it. More than likely, what I'm going to do is to try and up armor it. I'm going to remove some of these weapon systems. So let's say we remove the 2 laser systems here, and I'm going to put in some armor. We're at 258. If we can put one more in there. So we're at 290. That's going to max it out. So that puts us up at the same level as the Mad Cats, which isn't too bad. And we have room to fit on some more of these Clan LRM racks if we want to. Although that does reduce our close-in firepower, I don't think that's going to necessarily matter too much. So there we go. We actually have room for more heat. But I don't know of a way that I could utilize that. I could swap in a Clan ER large laser, and again, that would focus all of my firepower long range. It would put us at extreme disadvantage in close range, though, because we'd have no backup firepower whatsoever, which I don't know if I really like that idea, but I think we'll be okay with this particular loadout. So we've got the plus, and we're going to call this the plus. All right. So there's our loadout. We should be good to go. I don't feel like anything else I really need to do as far as selling anything needs to happen, so we'll just go right on to assigning our pilots. So we have an LRM specialist, a PPC specialist, and a toughness specialist. This guy's probably fine to keep in a Mad Cat. Hacksaw is going to be probably one of the mechs pilots we're going to want to use. Let's say we put that in the Mad Cat. And then I'm very surprised that Longshot has still not upgraded to an elite status. We've been using her consistently in missions. But I think I'm going to use her again. We're going to put her in the Longshot, which has a lot of LRM. So she's maxed out as far as accuracy goes for her gunnery skill. So we should be good there. All right, so I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and launch this mission. Again, I don't know if my loadout is perfect, but it fits the tonnage that we have to work with, so let's give it a try. All right, so let's go ahead and do some scout work here. We already have enemies like right on top of us from what I can see. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. So we've got nice big sensors from that Cyclops. Oh. Okay, they're up here. So we've got a number of Razorbacks and Hunchbacks on one side of a hill. We've got an LRM carrier and a Razorback there, and then we've got a bunch of LRM carriers up on this hill. So going down this canyon is probably not a good idea. We'll probably want to come up on one side of the canyon, whether it be over up top here, and then we just be fighting a Razorback, a couple Razorbacks and a Hunchback, or whether it be on the other side where it'd be just LRM carriers. Either way, we're going to want to engage that one way or the other. We also have another group of enemies here, which are all vehicles. Then we have the sensor grid down there. I think we probably want to go up north. I just want to see what the terrain's like over there. If we could even go... Nah, that might not be the way to go. So I'm going to go the southerly route. Go this way. It looks like we can come down. Eventually, the terrain gets to a point where we could come down to a lower elevation. That would force us to go into this little urban, well, actually residential area. And then we could go over to the sensor grid. All right, that's probably what we'll want to do. Now for other scouting, we're going to want resource points. Let's see how many we start with. Start with a lot, 36,000, so that's going to be a lot of airstrikes we can throw out there. I don't see any in this little urban area. More points that we can capture, so it's possible whatever resource points we have, that's it for the missions. I may have to plan this out carefully. Okay, these are the partisans. Seems like a very small group, so I don't know how much good they're going to do. And I also don't see any repair facilities, so we're going to have to keep that in mind as well. At least not in that little urban area. Okay, now that we've taken a look over there, let's go to what the first thing we're going to want to do is get the sensor grid. All right, so the first problem that I see is this way of going. We're going to immediately run into, I can't tell what kind of turrets these are because it's not telling me, but I'm going to guess these are Gauss rifles, which should have great range, so they might be able to hit me here, and I don't know if I'll be able to go up this way to go around, so that's going to be problematic coming in this way. But here's the sensor control. We do have a repair bay, so that would make up for any damage we might take coming in. Other than that, I don't see a whole lot, although there might be enemy. Now, there is possibly a route going this way that we could ford, and that would get around the turrets, as there are no turrets on this side, so I think that's going to be what we do. So the game plan, as we go along the southern route here, not going through the canyon, because that seems like a stupid idea. We knock out these LRM carriers, continue down south, we come into this urban area. We clear it if we have to, but if we don't, I would prefer to just keep moving. As I said, there's no real advantage to coming in here, as there's nothing to capture. We're then going to continue to the east here, move in, go along this fordable area, at least I hope it's fordable, come up the hill, take out the sensor control, or capture it, and then we'll come back down, and we should have all this sensor information here, which I don't know how much that's going to help me, but because as a matter of fact, the sensor grid's way over here, nowhere near the rest of my objectives. But we're still going to capture that and see what we can do. So that's the game plan. Hopefully it's one that's going to work for us. So let me get ready to put that in motion. So for the meantime, let's go take out these LRM carriers. Now, I could just hit them with airstrikes and things, but as a matter of fact, before we go any further, where are we going to really want those airstrikes? Because I could just take this base out, take its turret control right out of the equation by hitting the generator here. That would be a really easy way of taking out this base. We wouldn't really have to worry about going the long way around. What about the main base, though? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. As far as I can tell, there is no walls, no turret grids, but we'll take a look at that. Okay, so we've got an airstrip here. Okay, that's all pretty much defenseless outside of whatever units may be here. So nothing here is saying that I should airstrike. We've got 2 repair bays. Here we've got the Steiner dropship, and that is one of our objectives. Let's actually pull up our objectives here. So we need to destroy the Steiner dropships. That's Steiner dropship number 1, Steiner dropship number 2, and Steiner dropship number 3. Now these may be heavily armed, so I have to consider that and whether or not I want to do it. I don't know how many airstrikes these things can take. There is a fuel truck nearby, but it's probably not close enough to actually destroy this. It's probably more likely to destroy the repair bay than anything else. There are resource points here, I just now noticed. We also have fuel tanks over there. I don't know if that's going to do as much good. We also have objective number D over here, which does appear to be a defended area with turrets. That's about it. So we don't actually have an extraction point, so I'm not exactly sure how this mission is going to go, but I don't think that really made me decide on any particular course of action for our airstrikes. So again, I could airstrike some of these units that are just standing stock still, but I think I'm just going to save that for now. We're in the early stages of the mission. Let's see what we can do with our own forces here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just come in, knock out these LRM carriers as fast as I can.
Vehicle destroyed. Long shot here. Copy target.
Okay.
See ya.
Let's see if the enemy responded to that move.
Target
We do have some Razorbacks jumping up at us, so let's start moving away from them.
Target locked in.
Okay, so we figured out who they're targeting. That's going to be Rooster here. The Rooster is going to continue to run.
They got me pegged.
The rest of the group is going to, and we've already taken some decent damage here. The rest of the group is just going to stay where they are, and we're going to fight these Razorbacks
Long shot here.
and the Hunchback.
Long shot here. Target locked in.
That was pretty.
So as we've seen,
Copy target.
the enemy's pretty much blindly going after just one of our mechs. So if we continue to move away from the engagement here, they should just continue to do that, and we will be fine. Yeah, I can't attack this Razorback while it's up in the air like that.
Target confirmed. Yeah, he's done.
Okay, we're probably going to have to stand and fight now.
I got it, sir.
This guy's just hopping around like a crazy. Okay.
That was pretty.
Grab our unit, have them form up. Okay, so that's probably all of the units we have to fight in this region. Now, they are going to see me on the sensor grid as I move through here, but there's no way I can really avoid that. And these units that are up here, we could probably take out here. I thought about ignoring them, but we're going to have the ability to just attack them from on top of the hill here, so that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Roger that.
For some reason, I can't actually see them. They can see me just fine, though.
Target locked in.
Hacksaw here.
Sometimes the line of sight in this game can be a little bit frustrating.
Sir.
So I'm just going to back off here. We'll wait until the Razorback moves into a position where we can see it. Whenever that happens. I guess we'll just ignore the LRM carrier because it's just going to sit there. Continue to back up here. Still don't know why I'm not able to see it, but apparently that's the case.
Long shot here. Target locked in.
Roger that.
Okay, looks like we may have
Hacksaw here. Locking
got him killed already. Okay.
I copy.
Alright. Now we made ourselves a hole. There is enemy coming our way.
Worm here. Yeah, target locked in.
Long shot here. Target locked in.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead.
Enemy destroyed.
Okay.
Enemy destroyed.
Looks like we've got a way through now.
Hacksaw here. Locking in target.
Okay, sir.
Couple attack copters in the area. Those should not be too much of a threat, so we'll just keep going along the route that I had planned.
Worm here. Yeah, target locked in.
Roger.
Another one?
Okay. And just more copters over there. Go to our next objective. I'm going to ignore the copters unless they get too close, which it looks like we're going to have to engage them nonetheless.
Hacksaw here. Locking in target.
But as we can see, at this stage of the game, we're doing a lot of damage, so not too bad. Okay, we've got a Razorback and an LRM carrier. That shouldn't be too hard to handle. They'll see us coming. Ooh, we've got a big formation down here, though. Mostly of vehicles. Okay. Hit that LRM carrier first. Now aim for the Razorback. We should outrange it significantly.
Target confirmed.
Roger.
Okay.
Enemy mech
I don't know if that big wave of vehicles saw me coming, so we should be fine. At this stage, they don't have any sensor contact of me. Oh, that's right. We were going to do the flank move. Well, the problem with doing that flank move, now that I look at things, is we have all of these guys. And we don't have to engage them if we don't want to. So why not just use the airstrike and knock out the turret generator? Then we don't have to worry about it. We have 2 enemy mechs in here, which could be a little bit of a threat. But considering how many resource points we have, I have no problem
Commencing countdown.
dropping a couple airstrikes here.
Airstrike confirmed. Commencing countdown.
I should take out the turret generator, and then we're pretty much free to cross here. So we'll take it easy while we wait for that airstrike to come in. We have another sensor contact in here.
Turrets deactivated.
Might have hit that Zeus a little bit with that. So 2 Razorbacks in reserve in the rear there. Okay, so I'm going to try and go up this way.
Hacksaw here. Locking in target.
Oh.
Okay, sir.
I don't think those things count as part of the turret grid. No, they're not.
Long shot here.
Keep moving
Locked in.
so they can't get a beat on me.
Hacksaw here.
Okay.
In target.
I'm gonna grab Hacksaw now,
Hey, I'm under fire.
and we're gonna run away. Hacksaw's actually taking pretty heavy damage, so we want to get him out of the fight. Okay, the rest of the group, minus Hacksaw, is going to focus on the enemy here.
Okay, sir.
I'm not really sure what's going on right now. Okay, I think we got it working out like we want. Let's switch our attack here. We knock out this lighter mech.
Kill board.
And Hacksaw should be okay.
I copy. That's gotta hurt.
Okay. Now, I don't know where these lighter mechs are heading right now. They might be coming for me. They might just be on a patrol route. I'm not exactly sure. I think we're just going to keep Hacksaw back for now. We do have this repair facility, so once we get in the base, we'll be able to capture that. We'll have to knock through the door.
Long shot here. Target locked in.
Okay, that is through.
Roger that.
Get the sensor
Roger.
grid. I'm gonna grab Hacksaw. I'm gonna have him move up.
Hacksaw here. Hey,
Objective complete.
building captured.
Path isn't blocked, you jerk. Okay.
Hacksaw here. Hey, my path is blocked.
And your path is not blocked. Okay. So he's going to be the first one we repair. Do we have anybody else that needs repairs? Yeah. Might as well do them while we wait. Hey, Hacksaw, keep coming up this way.
Rooster here. I'm all fixed.
Matter of fact, that might be it for mechs that need repairs. I don't think any of my other mechs have even been touched, so... And once he's done doing what he's doing, the repair facility should be ready to go again. Oh, and we do have a resource capture point here, too.
I got it, sir.
Oh, there was another turret control. I missed that. All right, well, we didn't want to knock that one out, too, because there was a danger of me messing that up.
Hacksaw here.
But we've almost got all of the points we started the mission with back. Okay, so that's that objective taken care of. Now we just have to get in and do the main mission. And really, I think a lot of that's going to come down to where are these Razorbacks heading to? They're way far away from where they used to be. Not really sure what they're up to. Alright, well, anyway, as I said, we're just going to continue down to the south. I'm going to go through this urban area because I don't want to hit this convoy if I can avoid it. As I've already decided, I don't think the convoys are worth my trouble. Doing secondary objectives at this point only gives me money. I don't need money. I already have every mech that's pretty much in the game. I can buy whatever equipment I want, so I don't really see the point. We're gonna have this heavy copter incoming. Form our group up so that we're ready to tackle it.
Long shot here. Copy target.
I think this is the first time we've fought one of these heavy copters. I don't remember seeing one of those before, but it was nice and easy to take out. We've got a vehicle here. Now, it's possible I'm missing capture things because I didn't see that one resource building before, but I'm going to assume that there isn't anything else here, even though there may be. Okay, get the storm vehicle. As long as we stay back,
Locked in.
we should be able to hit him before he's in range of me.
You betcha, sir.
Enemy destroyed.
Okay, we'll wait for the other storm to round the corner, and then we'll attack it. Okay, it's probably a little too close. He might be able to target me.
Objective complete.
Alright, that actually counted as the patrol groups.
Our team will hold back in the town while you make your way to the starport. We'll follow you in as soon as you engage those bastards.
Okay. So we've got a resource truck down here that apparently we can capture. I don't remember those being on the sensors before. Then we've got a couple vehicles here that shouldn't be too hard to take out.
Roger.
Go after the one that's closest.
That. Target confirmed. Hacksaw here. Hey, I'm under fire.
Okay.
Enemy destroyed. Long shot here. Target locked in.
Should be able to outrange this guy.
Sir?
Well, actually, no, we won't outrange them.
Destroyed.
But
Hacksaw here. Locking in target. See ya.
I copy.
all right, now we can get the resource truck, which will give us
Roger.
more resources than we started the mission with. And at that point, we want to decide on whether or not we want to even engage this base, because destroy Steiner dropships capture mobile headquarters. We don't see the mobile headquarters, but it could be over here somewhere. The easiest way to take it, there is a resource truck down here. I really honestly just don't think this is worth my time, so I think what I'm going to do, oh wow, there's a lot more partisans than I thought there was going to be. Got some LRM carriers here. Let's go ahead and just move towards the starport. And we'll just see what our sensors pick up there. Because I'm going to guess there's going to be a lot of units just standing still in place. We'll just pick our targets, what we think we can get away with. Like, for example, we could probably take out both of these LRM carriers here and here with just a single airstrike. Now, whether or not that's worth my time, I'm going to have to decide on. But what I'd like to see is I'd like to see most of the base. So if we come up maybe about to here, we'll get an indicator of what is closer to the drop ships, because that might be where we want to really drop. Got an Atlas down here. That might be worthy of a bunch of airstrikes. Okay, we've got a Hollander making a beeline for us, but I think it just stopped short. It must be on a patrol path. Okay, Cyclops has almost given us vision of most of the base now. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got here. So we've got a Bushwhacker there. We don't want to hit that, though, because of the repair facilities. Now, I don't know if it matters if we hit. We've got the LRM carriers. There's a lot of those. We've got the Atlas. We've got a Zeus. We've got a couple Hollanders. Those are no problem whatsoever, to me anyway. I think the Atlas will be able to survive an airstrike. We might want to put a lot of our airstrikes on the dropships because they may have guns on them, and that would be, you know, a lot of damage that we don't want to take if we can avoid it. Now, again, I don't have to knock these out. This is a secondary objective. So all I really have to do is just destroy all Steiner units at the starport. That's it. So, as far as I'm concerned, we could... Now, there might be powered down mechs, and if there are, I wouldn't have any way of knowing that. Just make sure that we're going to get an airstrike here that's effective. So, I don't know if I got that quite where I wanted it, but let's see what happens when we drop that. The other vehicles might start moving, but I'm hoping this will kill both. Yeah, there we go. So there's 2 units down. And we have enough to do an airstrike. This might be a little pushing it. But this does hit quite a large area, so I'm hoping do enough damage to knock out those LRM carriers as well. Okay. I think we're going to save everything else. Got our initial little entryway. We were able to kill 4 military units. I consider that to be fairly good. I'm just going to take this a little bit at a time. We're gonna have to watch our back end though, because there's a lot of enemies over there. And what I would like to do is just draw one of these Hollanders into attacking me. All right, there we go. We got it. Now we have to figure out who they're attacking. It looks like they're attacking Hacksaw, so Hacksaw is going to run away. We're going to grab the rest of the unit. And we're just going to focus on this Hollander.
Hacksaw here. Looks like I'm the target. Man, I'm getting knocked around.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. Hacksaw, why don't you run up this way? Okay, and then the rest of our units, you're going to continue to focus on this Atlas. There was something being said, but it was kind of lost in the jumble.
Long shot here. Copy target.
Let's chew up.
Okay. Fortunately, Hacksaw's pathing took him into more damage, but... Ooh, I am going to have to keep an eye here, though, because there are some enemies possibly circling around. So, let's send Hacksaw back down. At this point, I think we're going to have the Atlas. He's going to get back up, but by the time he gets back up, he's probably going to take too much damage. Okay, we do have a Razorback. Probably going after Hacksaw yet again. Does seem to be the case. So I think we can be rest assured that most of the enemies are just going to blindly go after Hacksaw at this point. So we can continue to take advantage of that. Got a Bushwhacker coming from behind us. We'll deal with that first. As it is blindly going after Hacksaw, so we can see here, it just completely single-mindedly going after him. We're able to just lay into him. We're going to assume that these units here were also drawn into the fight, and more than likely are heading for... No, that's not true. So they are now targeting Rooster. Rooster's going to head over here. Hacksaw is now going to rejoin the fight. I am half tempted to call in a repair truck, but I feel like that's a little bit of a waste of repair resource, or our resource points. Oh, they have separate targets here? Because I could have swore they were going after Rooster, but it looks like now they're going after Worm. Alright, well, either way, no one's going after our Vulture, so... Okay, we've got an attack copter. Let's go ahead and have everybody here attack that while our Vulture continues to attack the Hollander. Yeah, I don't really like this pathing though, because they are kind of walking right towards the enemy.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Hollander's almost taken out. Move over to the Zeus. So I can be fairly certain that they're not going after. Okay, so the Zeus is actually being a little bit tricksy with me. It is changing its target, I think, on the fly. That's the first time we've ever seen the AI actually do something intelligent.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead.
So, at this point, the Zeus should be locked in on our Vulture and be completely blind to anything else. Okay. Grab our unit. This stage, we've done a fairly good job of clearing stuff out. All we have left is the LRM carriers and a Bushwhacker, a single Bushwhacker. Okay, let's go ahead and group up here. Just take out the last of the enemies here. This might be it for the mission. The LRM carriers and the Bushwhacker might be all we need.
Long shot here. Copy target.
Vehicle destroyed.
That guy out.
Hacksaw here.
We do have more enemy on the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and back off here before we draw any more enemy context. Let's see if we've got any targets as far as density here. They're all resource trucks, so I don't really see... Oh, the Bushwhacker's coming after us. I could airstrike the Atlas, but... Yeah, there's just a bunch of resource trucks over here. Again, I don't know why those are showing up on sensors when they didn't used to do that. Okay, so we have to figure out who the... Have you just go back a little bit further, because you have taken damage at this point. Figure out who this Bushwhacker is going to go after.
Long shot here. Target locked in.
Possible we'll be able to outrange him. like the damage is going to come in on our vulture, but I think at this point it doesn't even matter.
I'm the target.
We order a retreat.
Kill board.
Okay, bushwhacker's down. Alright, well, let's see what we can get away with here. So, oh, the Atlas is on the move, so we're not going to be able to do anything with that. Let's hit this LRM carrier while we're
Long shot here.
at it.
Copy target.
I'm here. Yeah, target locked in.
Okay, we managed to kill that one.
Clean his clock.
Atlas may just be on a patrol path, though, so I could be wrong about that.
Long shot here.
These LRMs seem to not even really
Long shot here. Copy target.
notice me.
Show me something.
Long shot here. Target locked in.
Okay, so our allies are in the area,
Target.
although they are getting killed by the enemy. Okay, so if that Atlas is coming after us, it's not sure taking its time, although it is an Atlas after all. No, I think these are just on patrol pass. Yeah, they are. I'm gonna make them tough to use airstrikes on. Much as I'm tempted to do stuff with a repair bay.
Enemy resources captured.
All right. I want to see how effective airstrikes would be on knocking one of these drop ships. So,
Strike confirmed. Commencing countdown.
just gonna send one for now. We'll see how effective that is. Because we've got 3 more.
Mech power up detected.
Okay, we just got a power up. I don't think that did much damage at all. Okay, what did we have? Apparently there's hunchbacks under the water. I mean, technically hunchbacks can, mechs can do that, but I wasn't aware that you could do that in this game. Okay. I'm going to assume part of that is probably Colonel Renard. Okay, well, got this bushwhacker coming our way. Let's see if we can get its attention. I prefer not to do that with Hacksaw, but... Oh, here we go. Get out of here. Specifically, let's get out of here with Hacksaw. Let's grab the others. We might be able to get a fight here with the others.
I'm here. Yeah, target locked in.
Yeah, so they're going to go after Hacksaw at this point.
Hacksaw here. Looks like I'm the target.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy's jumping around like a madman.
The tin can on a fence.
We need to run away with the rest of our Hacksaw, because he appears to be the target.
Shot here. Copy target.
While this guy continues to jump around. We should be able to take him out before he gets there.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Okay, Bushwhacker.
Rooster here. It's good as dead.
And I'm going to assume that the same thing is true about the Bushwhacker making a beeline for Hacksaw, as is the Atlas. Because, it's just blindly moving here.
Roger.
So it looks like we're going to be able to clear out this base, no problem at all.
I'm here. Yeah, target locked in. Man, I'm getting knocked around.
Oh,
You betcha, sir.
how am I getting knocked around? No enemy around. How is he getting that much damage? Maybe the Atlas was able to hit him from... Did he walk over mines, perhaps? I have no idea why he took that much damage. He was fine a second ago. I missed what happened.
Long shot here.
Objective complete.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Okay, Steiner reinforcements. So they're gonna come to the base. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the whole group. We're gonna have them repair at the repair facility.
Looks like we're gonna have company soon. Check your TAC map.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's why we got the sensor grid in the first place. All right, well, go ahead and start capturing these buildings. We're going to repair.
Roger that. Building captured.
Gonna repair there. Anyone else that needs a repair is gonna also repair. Grab Hacksaw, who's also gonna come over here.
Good to go, boss.
Let's start attacking these dropships, I guess.
Rooster here. It's good as dead.
Okay.
I'm
You, a repair there. I mean, if we've got an objective and we're just standing right here, I mean, why not?
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead and capture these resources as we go. Resource truck there.
Enemy resources captured.
Okay.
Mech
You.
power up detected.
Uh-oh. Okay. Gonna back off. Mech power up. So there's mechs coming from off camera, we'll just say. Okay, so what do we got? We have a Hollander and a Razorback.
Long shot here. Copy target.
No sweat.
They're doing these jumping attacks. We're gonna continue to run away.
Worm here. They're on me.
Here's that Worm is the target. So now that we've established that, we're gonna grab the rest of the group, minus Worm, and we're gonna have them just stand and fight.
Long shot here. Target locked in.
Okay.
Dogger! He blew up good! Hacksaw here. Locking in target. We should get paid by the piece.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and that guy's just gonna continue to go. Ow! Well, there goes Worm. I think he may have actually died too.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Well, now we have no sensors. That's unfortunate. So that guy jumped up in the air and was able to take out Worm by firing over the building there. So even though that was at very long range, not a whole lot I could do there about that. And because we have no sensors, we're not going to know where the enemy's coming, so I'm just going to have to respond to things as they happen. I could get a scout copter in here.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead.
I copy.
Alright, we're missing one of the dropships. Okay, it's up there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because the scout copters are not expensive.
Helicopter is inbound.
Okay. We're going to go...
Check.
Enemy resources captured.
Okay, sir.
Enemy resources captured.
Okay.
Captured. Long shot here. Target locked in.
Mech power up detected.
Okay, so there are going to be more mechs coming after me here.
Objective complete.
We did that. Objective. I'm going to start taking my men into a spot that I think, have a better chance of fighting here. The scout copter's job, let me know when the enemy shows up. Okay, well, we know where the enemy is now. So we've got a hunchback. That should be short range enough.
Long shot here.
But it's going to continue to do that jumping attack, so it's going to continue to close on me.
Here. I'm taking fire.
Okay, long shot's the one that's taking fire, so we're going to have her run while the other two are going to fight it out for me.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead.
Now, she's faster than the Cyclops was, so these guys should have a harder time keeping up with us. I think so.
Hacksaw here.
Okay, that guy's down.
In target.
Now switch to the Highlander, which is going to be the real threat here.
Hacksaw here. Locking in target.
These long-range shots
Destroyed.
are a real problem. Back off in case he explodes. Grab our units, put them together. As a matter of fact, we should go in for another repair, so... Long shot, the only one that took damage, is going to come repair. Hacksaw, unfortunately, has taken so much damage. I don't know what we're going to do here. Alright, so I'm going to get another scout copter. because that's going to be my best way of knowing where the hell the enemy is. I'm going to have to do it within view, of course. I could also salvage my mech here, which we get our sensors back. So I think that's a good call. So I'm going to grab Hacksaw. We're going to have Hacksaw run over here to establish line of sight. And if we have time, I'll salvage and then repair. Go. Unfortunately, probably not going to have a scout copter come over here.
Long shot here. Good to go.
Okay, long shot's ready to go. Have you here for now. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to pick the pilot that ends up in this thing. But the important bit, we now have our sensors. So we see, well, actually, I would have known this was happening regardless, but we do see along the sensor grid that there are things coming this way. They could be mechs, I don't know. But that does give me time. So you are going to run over here and repair. Grab the rest of our units while we wait for that mech. I could also grab some of these other mechs here, like the Atlas and what have you. I mean, really, there wouldn't be that big of a problem doing that. I mean, that would give me more firepower to utilize against my enemy. I'm going to try and make do with what I've got here.
Stu reporting. I'm back in action.
You are going to add it in hand group, which one here. So as I was saying, it might be in our best interest to salvage some of these vehicles and get them fighting for me. So I think I am going to do that.
Roger that.
I'm going to get this Highlander. That'll be added in. At this point, this is a do or die mission, so guys come up this way. So we do have enemy converging on this point. You are going to go get repaired. These are going to be, you know, heavily damaged vehicles regardless. Okay, here they come. Got a vehicle here.
Target locked in.
Roger.
Okay.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
I'm aware that there are contacts coming in, and they should be close. Okay, we've got a Highlander here.
Long shot here. Copy target.
Okay,
I got it, sir.
where's the damage coming? Is it on Rooster? If that's the case, we need to start running. We'll have everybody else in the command group, outside of Rooster, of course, come after the Highlander.
Stu reporting. Target acknowledged.
Yeah, all right, Rooster for sure.
Roger.
Hopefully, the other mechs in the enemy group, they're just going to continue to go after Rooster, and we can continue to just have him back off.
Mother here. Powering up.
Okay, Mother, you're now part of the... I think I have to add him in. Go to command 1. You are also now going to be told to run over here and help out. Okay. You have to keep an eye on Rooster. Guys, continue to attack incoming mechs.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead.
Okay, sir.
Stu reporting. Roger that. Target confirmed. No sweat.
Get this guy.
Hacksaw here. Locking in target.
Okay, Mother,
I copy.
after this guy. Rooster, just keep backing this way. Oh, you can. You guys. You now.
Long shot here. Copy target.
Check.
Hey, we've taken a good chunk out of them. There's an enemy coming over this way, though, and I can't be sure what that partisan is up to. So let's start running this way. Okay, that should be it for that group. Grab the rest of our mechs. Start moving over this way. It was a little... Why are you still firing at that? Get it out. Okay, that's like a bug or something. He just won't stop firing. Alright, we're gonna come over and kill this guy.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead. Confirmed. Enemy
Okay.
vehicle destroyed.
Is that not the reinforcements? That seemed to be most of the reinforcements. Oh, okay, we've got another group incoming. Looks like 3 somethings. We could continue to recruit here with how many resource points I have. Focus in here. It looks like just 3, and more than likely they're just Razorbacks, so this shouldn't be a tough engagement. Although we do have more groups coming in here. So this is quite a fight we've got ourselves involved in now. But I think we have what we need to deal with it. I don't really want to draw any enemies that aren't part of this group, though, so for now, I guess we're just going to have to wait for them. Now, what can we do to make these guys easier to handle? Could get a fixed artillery piece, but if they beeline on that, there's not a whole lot I can do to defend it. The enemy is more than likely going to just continue to, like, zombie at me, so... Alright. They're coming in. Go ahead and attack these guys. These are going to be Razorbacks, I'm fairly certain, as these are Steiner units after all. And the only scouts I'm aware of that they even have are the Razorbacks. So we should be able to outrange these guys, well, unless they do those jump jet stuff. So back off a little bit as he's jumping at me. Going to hit attack. We're just going to continue to back off. He will eventually come within range of my system, I'm assuming. I don't know how he's not in my range yet.
Roger that. I'm on it. Affirmative. I'm taking you out. That was
So this new style of attacking, this jump jet style, I mean, it would have been nice to see the AI do that a long time ago, but it does make things a little bit more challenging, especially as it seems like pretty much all of the enemy have jump jets.
Long shot here. Target locked.
Now, it doesn't seem to be consistent on whether or not the enemy uses it.
like hitting a tin can on a fence.
Okay, then. I'll take your word for it on that one.
Mother here. Copy target.
Okay, there's going to be another dead Razorback. And then we've got 3 more mechs. I don't know what they are because I don't have a pilot with sensors. Okay. I'm going to assume that they're going to be heavier mechs, though. So at this point, we just figure out who are they going to attack. Once we figure that out, it appears to be Mother and the Highlander, so we're just going to start running him away. We're going to grab the rest of the group. Minus Mother. You guys are just going to continue to fight. Fortunately, the Highlander is not a particularly fast mech, so it'll take time for it to get away. Just continue to tell Mother to run here. Probably good enough. Okay, let's go after the Hunchback. Okay, one more. And I'm hoping this is the last wave, because that's a lot of mechs that I have to kill.
Objective complete.
There we go! So we didn't do that last secondary objective. But I don't feel like we really needed to.
Mission successful.
Okay, so... got salvage here. What do we want out of all this? I think I don't have that many Zeus mechs. Or Highlanders. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it really matters at this point. We're going to have a Highlander anyway, though. So I'm just going to grab a Zeus and I'll grab a Razorback, and I don't care. I'll save the rest of my money. All right, let's see what we get here. How many kills? We probably had quite a lot of kills there. Now, I'm curious what happened with Worm there. I don't think I saw an ejection, so I think he's dead. Now, unfortunately, I think from what we've seen before, there tends to be glitches where any pilots get knocked out, it just doesn't give them anything, so I'm going to assume the same thing is going to happen here. Which is unfortunate, as Worm was our most experienced elite pilot as far as sensor pilots go, but we have backup pilots for that if it comes to that. Hey, Rooster got himself a lot of kills, it looks like. I don't know if that was the last mission. I'm going to assume... Well, we'll find out.
We all know what we have to do.
Okay. It's probably not the last mission then, because we have another mission in front of us, but destroy the High Command, the Steiner High Command, that sounds like it's going to be the last mission. So, again, I don't know what happened, but I can find out here, so I'm not going to look at the mission itself, but let's see, pilot-wise, do we still have Worm on the roster? And there he is. So he didn't die. That's good to see. Alright, well, in any case, I think we're going to wrap up the video here, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is MouseGunner, signing out.